It's about the little change. Do it with some soul and a little change. You can't make a change unless you got the little change. Do it with some soul and a little change. You can't make a change unless you got some little change. Do it with some soul and a little change. We started from the bottom, talking about the roots. Every time I'm in the booth, I gotta shoot the truth. My art is my art. It ain't no shame from it.
Hey. Welcome, everybody. You are now listening to or watching How You Living podcast with your hosts. That's two, April and Espee.
Cheerio.
What's up? I know we should mess around with accents and stuff.
Oh, I'm so horrible with accents. I am.
Yeah, I think you're doing pretty good.
I don't even know what kind of accent I was doing. Was it like a British accent just now?
Maybe.
It could have been
That's
Australian.
Cheerio. Oh, that's true. They'll be like, "Good day, mate."
Good day, mate.
Yeah, I like that.
I guess I'm good at that. I'd be horrible at acting, though.
You can always test it out.
I'll test it out today on the show, so I'll talk with that accent half the time.
All right.
Nope.
No, I'm just kidding.
Listen, the topic for the day is breaking the rules, and that's a rule I'm not going to break. No.
Ah, come on.
Nah. I'll feel completely embarrassed within the first 2 minutes.
Ah, you're fine.
I mean, I'll feel embarrassed for myself.
Why?
Because I would just feel like I would need to make fun of myself a lot.
I mean, I do that. Look at all this stuff you were sending me yesterday. I'm not disclosing that information.
Nope. I was about to, but
No.
the funny thing is, all I'm gonna say is, just keep watching the shows.
Oh my god.
You have to watch. I know some of y'all listen to the MP3, but go on YouTube and watch the show. You know, find How You Live in Podcast, like, subscribe, share, whatever. Do that too. And
exactly.
You have to watch the show.
Yeah. I have to say it's a little bit more entertaining when you see us.
Just hit pause and you'll see.
Oh my god! Okay, that's enough.
All right.
Cállate. Oh my god.
All right.
Yes.
So. You want to start it off, or shall I kick it off?
I mean, go ahead and kick us off. You know I'll put my 2 cents in anyway.
Oh, yeah. Breaking the rules. So what do we mean by breaking the rules? It doesn't mean to go out, rob a store. That's the law. You don't break the law. There's rules for life in general. And, you know, there's rules that's set in place for a reason. So the rules that we're talking about is something like what people define how life should be.
Yep.
You know? And this goes really good for, like, entrepreneurs.
True.
Yes. Because entrepreneurs, they do what the uncommon person does, and they go out, they look to see what what their heart desires, um, what their actual goals are. Like, I'm not gonna knock anyone that has a legitimate career, but there's people out there that have, um, man, this is a tough one to even talk about because I don't want to knock uh everyone that's been employed these days. What are they called again?
What do you mean?
The ones that was not really affected by the pandemic.
Oh, essential workers.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah. I don't want to knock any essential worker. Like I know there's construction, there's nurses, there's postal workers, there's like all these careers that people would automatically assume that it's how life should be. What are you going to do when you grow up? Oh, they want to answer, though. They want to answer. What's their career?
Barking.
Barking.
Yeah.
But, a lot of people would say, ask a child, for example, what do you do when you grow up? And they say almost the basic generic things. Firefighter, police officer, doctor, dentist, you name it. These are like the basic things that a general person would say.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of thinking out of the box is where I'm getting at. For example, when I got into high school, I was in high school learning electrical construction, but my heart was in the music business as a DJ, and that's what I pursued. And sometimes people look up, they frown upon that. Frown, yeah. So they frown upon that, and they're like, "That's not a real job. That's not they don't really look at your full potential and how much you have skills in this passion."
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people want to make others happy instead of themselves and take the basic generic route instead of following their passion that they really could be successful with.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you see a lot of this. I mean, it happens to a lot of us. Like sometimes you ask a person, what is it that you really want to do in life?
Mm-hmm.
I sold shoes one time.
I mean, sometimes I think Oprah says this, and I love this saying, and it says, "Do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do." So
Yep.
you can like go down the path of your passion or whatever it is that you want to do while working a regular job.
Yeah.
But that doesn't have to be like, you don't have to make that job your path.
Yeah. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Sometimes you have to have that stepping stone that would help you, even financially, if you're trying to get somewhere. How else are you going to invest in your future business or your passion, whatever it is that you want to do? You could even keep going and work until, I mean, I'm not saying everyone should do this, but sometimes you could even keep going until you retire, whatever job you have, and then you'll have all the savings, 401k, retirement to focus on whatever it is that you're passionate about that you wanted to do when you're retired. Like some people have that type of goal. Shout out to my father for that one, because that's kind of what he did. He worked so hard for so many years, and he just retired last month. After I think 40 years, and
That must have felt good.
Yeah, I mean he's taking it like it's normal life, so it's like all right. but now he's able to focus on the important things in his life. You know, his own business, his family, and as well as his retirement. He's he's enjoying life right now.
Yeah. And it's never too late
Yep.
either, because I think a lot of us, we might come to a realization in our 30s, 40s, even 50s, and then we're like, why even like pursue it? But it's like, no matter how many years you have left here, don't you want to enjoy them?
Right.
You
Right.
know, so do it.
And then you have and then you have you have people that I was gonna say something about what you just said, and just like that.
Phew.
Exactly. Every time, it's like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna say. Oh, it's gone.
Like the wind.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that happened today too. Anyway, um, but along those lines, you gotta work hard sometimes with, oh, not sometimes, but all the time with whatever you're trying to do for your passion.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, invest in it, invest your time, some
Invest in
money.
you.
Yes, invest in you. And the 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 top, I want to say, yes, breaking the rules. The top rule of breaking the rules is don't please someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Please yourself. Ooh, I like that. I'm gonna write that down.
Write that down.
I'm writing this down.
Yeah, and
I
for me, like breaking the rules also means like don't force yourself to fit inside a box, you know, because not all of us
Oh yeah.
fit that mold of whether it's your family, society, where you live, where you come from. We're
Yeah.
all individuals.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We're all individuals that have our own feelings, our own passions. We don't always have to follow someone else, even if it's the family business. If it's not your passion,
Hmm.
don't force yourself to. I can't even talk today.
You're
Uh,
good.
yeah. Uh, don't force yourself to do it. You're gonna be
Right.
like hating life, and you're gonna be so miserable in the future, and when you get older, and you're gonna be like, oh, I could have did this. I mean, if you're doing it to make someone else happy, and that's what you do, is you just make others happy, all salute to you. Um, but it's not healthy for
Mm-mm.
yourself, for your mentality. It could bring you down, and then you could attack others, um, and it's like, what what makes you really stay there? Like, are you being threatened to control a business? I
I
mean,
think it's like pressured more than threatened. It's
yeah,
usually like what I've seen is parents kind of have this like whole guilt trip, like, oh, I've worked so hard to, be able to pass this down to you. And
oh
I
yeah,
think those of us that like want to break the rule kind of get like, I almost want to say penalized, but it's not penalized, but it's like the parents are so upset about it.
yeah,
And I wish that a lot of us could just be more open to understand, like, you're you and your kid is who they are, So
yeah. They're
I
their
just
own
think it should
human.
be more of an option,
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
forced.
They're their own people with feelings
Yeah,
too.
exactly. And they
For
might have a
example,
whole nother passion.
exactly. Like, I don't know what
Mm.
my son's gonna want to do when he grows older, but I can't control him because he has his own. I mean, he's gonna grow up being his own man.
Right.
So the best thing that I can do is help guide him in the direction that he wants to be guided to. Um,
Exactly.
and just be there to support them as long as it's legal.
And good, and a good path.
Yeah. Exactly. Good path.
Right.
But
Yeah.
this goes out to the parents too. You can't always control uh, your child, whether you're a child to a baby right now or a child to someone that's in their 20s or 30s right now. You can't really control what they're going to do with their lives, their goals, their passions. The best that you should do is just support them, ask them
Mm-hmm.
questions if you don't understand where they're going with themselves.
Yeah. Guide and
Guide them.
support.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can, see if you could help draw a map.
A
But,
map?
yeah, map, to the treasure.
Oh, okay.
Treasure Island. I never read that. I should have. I've heard it's good.
Well, when you say that, I actually think of something totally different. So, not going to go there.
I'm not even going to ask.
Probably better off not.
Nah.
So, I want to put another spin on it too. So, we kind of talked about breaking the rules as like kind of not fitting other people's expectations of you, right? And I
Yep.
think for me, another part of that is like sometimes where we come from, there's like this set of rules given to us that keeps us small. So, like, for example, if you were born and you're being raised like in, the south side of Chicago or like certain parts of the Bronx or Harlem, or you get where I'm going. There's this like unwritten rule that people say, like, well, this, like we're here and now how do we get beyond? So it's almost like we keep ourselves small by saying, well, these are the three options I have. Work three jobs, hustle, or something else. You
Yes.
get what I'm saying?
Yes. The options.
Right.
Like, this is the only thing that I'm going to support you to do, type thing. Like,
Right.
no.
Or it's like a passed down generational, almost like a curse. You know what I mean? And I feel like
Yeah.
it's put on us from society, government, and we just bought into it.
Yeah. That's,
And that's why I say break the rules.
yeah, that, yeah, that goes back. Like
Way back.
old family traditions.
Exactly.
That's kind of like going back to I mean, royalties, where they're like, you can't marry anybody else but the person that I select.
Mm. Yep.
Like, yeah, we don't do that now.
Well, I think some
Well,
cultures still might,
yeah, I was gonna say
but
not here.
yeah.
No, I mean, hold on. No disrespect to any other country that still does that. If you're watching this, I'm sorry. But I'm actually talking about here in America and our type of culture. It's like we have this freedom, and you have the freedom to have your own life.
Hmm.
You have the freedom to choose what you want to do with yourself, who you want to marry, who you or what do you want to do with your career, what career it is, what direction you're going to take. No one should have control of you and these decisions but you.
Hmm. That's true. But I mean, like,
Right.
it's true. We do buy into the ideas of like, if you came up poor, if you didn't have money, like, well, you look at these other kids, you're like, well, my parents can't put me through that college. So
Yeah.
what the hell am I going to do?
Be a go
You know?
getter.
Right, because there's options,
Yeah,
but I just feel like they're not discussed enough.
yeah, yeah,
So,
and I know I understand a lot of people don't know how to go from point A to point B. Especially being on the streets.
hmm
You don't know how to get out of that life and get to like a completely different life that keeps you off the streets, away from the streets, that will benefit you in your future. Uh, a lot of people don't know how to get out of that, especially if they're like deep in deep into the drug game, deep in the gangs, and you know
situations.
being in all these situations. Like, I get it. I get that it seems to be almost impossible
hmm
to get up out of there.
Yeah, I mean, in no way are we like knocking everybody. It's
Yeah,
more like a support to say like you can have other options, you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
get it. It's
You can.
scary, It's change. It's like uprooting yourself from everything you know, and
Yeah, and a lot of
but I
times it's
think
all what
that's
people know.
right. But I think that's what makes you grow. Like
Yeah,
I hated living in Arizona coming from New York, but eventually I had to like make the best of it, and I feel like I
yeah,
grew as a person, because
yeah,
I stepped outside of like the only world I knew.
yeah.
So
Change.
yes,
I've gone through a lot of changes too.
yeah. Change is always promised, though.
Yeah, yeah. And sometimes when I look back, I'm like, man, I used to live over there. Like, to this day, I think to myself, my where I'm living in my life right now, and how my life is now compared to, let's say, when I first had a radio show, my own radio show, 2006. I'm like, what? That was my life. All right, I like that. But then I'm like, oh, I used to live in California too. That was
hmm
fun. Complete different other life I had. And always thinking about these different things, and it's like it's not impossible all the time, you know.
Right.
So, um I've gone through so many things that seems impossible, that it's like, wow, okay, like, you can overcome some things, break the rules, and just do things. And that's kind of what I did. I thought to myself when I was you know, when I first started DJing, well, not first started DJing, I was actually a few years into it. I was doing the mixtapes, had my own show, Livelihood Radio. It was great. I got in thanks to the rapper of the game, Black Wall Street,
Mm.
and shout out to those dudes. Miss them. Um, but like, these things happen because I made connections. Next thing I know, I get an offer to move to LA. And it's like, wow, that was like one of my dreams that I thought would never happen. And no matter what people said, especially my parents, no disrespect to them though, I went and made it happen. I went to California.
Yeah,
I lived the dream. Some things were hard, some things was great. And that's what I did. And no matter how much someone talked me down, I just got up and I kept it moving.
exactly. And the thing about it is, what I've learned is like there's things often that you have to give up in order to shift or move in a different direction,
Yeah,
But in the end, you gain something else. It's just
yeah,
like the next evolution of who you are.
yeah. I've
That's how I've
I've
learned to
done
look
that.
at it.
Yeah, I've done a lot of changes like that. Man, I
Mm-hmm.
could speak about when my son was born. Well, before he was born, I wasn't I wasn't in the right situation at all. And I made so many changes in my life that people were just looking at me like, "Wow, I can't believe you completely switched your life around." Like, well, had to do for my passion, and my passion was to be there for my son, and that's what I did.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sometimes
that's
you got to
true.
do what people. I mean, by that point, people knew what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
A lot of times, I could do that. Some people can't, though. Not some. A lot of people can't. A lot of people can't uh, easily adapt and just get up and make something happen. They're going to need people like us, like coaches, that will be their cheerleaders and help them with their agenda, their their path. Like what I said earlier, um, talking to the parents, making a map.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people like us would have to make or help them make a map,
Mm-hmm.
guide them in the path they're trying to go. As
Yeah.
long as it's not illegal, legal,
He said as long as it's illegal. He didn't mean that.
not illegal. Nah, don't go that route.
Right. I mean, because sometimes I've even seen growing up that, excuse me, some people had more support than other people, you
Right.
know? And
Yeah.
so for me, what I had to learn how to do was like every time somebody doubted me, told me I couldn't do something, I used that as fuel to prove them otherwise,
Yeah.
you know? But it took me a little bit to switch that mentality because I think for the longest time I would just let him talk me down and I'd be like, yeah, I can't do that. Like, I'm never gonna make that dream happen or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always
So,
gotta shut them up. Always gotta
right.
shut them up.
No,
As April
and
said,
it's okay
fuel.
to like break the cycles,
Yeah.
because I think that's even like in families, there's things that we normalize that aren't healthy,
Oh yeah.
and so like when you get to a point where you realize or you learn somewhere or another that it's not okay or it's not healthy, again, break the rules of
Yeah.
like the normalizations that are like holding us back, basically.
Right.
Hmm.
Like, here's another thought I just had. You know,
Okay.
what someone is expecting of you, and that's not what you want to do, break their expectation. Whether it's something that they want you to do or if it's something that they want you to fail to do. They're
I like
expecting
that.
something. Yeah, I like it too. That's
Yep.
why I wrote it down before I said it. Didn't want to
Oh
forget
my
it.
God.
But yeah,
Getting quotes today.
seriously, for real. Um, but yeah, like a lot of people expect failure. Oh man, people love failure. I tell you what. Um,
But you know what? Sometimes failure is needed because a lot of times we're afraid to fail, so we don't try.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, think about the greatest basketball players. Like, they tell you, I couldn't do these shots in the beginning, but it's because I didn't give up
yeah,
and I kept going and building on those skills. So different
Jordan.
ways to look at failure.
Yeah, and yeah, that's what Jordan did. He just kept taking them shots and until he was perfect. And I believe, I mean, I'm not a hockey person. None of us is,
Me neither.
but still, I believe it was Wayne Gretzky that said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take."
Yes.
that could be relevant to anything.
Anything.
Yeah. Some
Yeah.
people
I mean,
thought
how do
that it
you
was
don't
Jordan.
know? I mean, how do you know if you don't try?
Right. Yeah, you won't know.
No.
Nah, you just gotta try. Gotta try. If you fail, then get up and do it again.
Hmm. But I
Yeah.
think too, like, if we continue to like break those rules that hold us back or that keep us from being like who we really are, over time, they change. So, for example, think about like in the 70s, I think even the 80s, piercings, tattoos, like you couldn't be a police officer and have tattoos. And
Oh
now you
yeah.
see police officers with sleeves,
Yeah.
because so many of us was like, I'm not going to get something, not get something I want because you're telling me it's unacceptable or you put a rule on it,
Yeah.
like, oh, if you had tattoos, you was in jail or, you know,
Stereotypes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, I remember those times.
Right.
If you had these things, you were a stereotype. People. Yeah. With tattoos, it was like you were either in a gang, you were or in jail, a biker.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone
Yeah.
has that stereotype. You know
Which is
that.
ridiculous because it's like,
Well,
how the color of your hair or a tattoo on you determine anything about you,
right.
you know?
Yeah. It's 2021 now, and that's all
Get over it.
ridiculous. Yeah. It's get over it now.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a good example. So, for those of y'all don't know, I got a car club, right? Car club, Dodges, Chevys, and what makes us different is we have vests. Yeah,
So that's kind of like you would see in bikers more.
yeah, and people that see me wearing my vest, they're like, "Oh, you in a bike club?" Or they would assume, and I would shake my head like, "Nah, check the back." They look at my rocker, and they're like, "Oh." Matter of fact, you know what? I have it right here.
Do you have it?
Yeah, I got it right here. Oh, it's falling off my chair. Yeah, here we
I
go.
like that though, that you like
Ah, look at that.
did it anyway.
Look at that. If anyone that's watching, look
Dodge
at that.
City.
So, so we have these vests, and it's very different. I mean, it's not a rule where only bike clubs wear it, but at the same time, that's all expectations. People are
Hmm.
expecting. We're in a car club. They're not expecting a vest. They're not expecting anything like that. They see this, they're expecting me to be in a bike club. Like, nah, not in a bike club.
Yep.
Sorry. Again,
He said,
no
"Sorry."
disrespect to bike clubs. I love them.
Yeah, I mean, we're
I'm
not.
good with them.
You're just saying I don't have to be, or like, you don't have to only have a vest to be in a bike club or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Do what you want.
Yeah. What if I was just wearing a vest just to wear a vest? No, because I like it. Um, but yeah, that's another thing. This breaking the rules could go towards so many things.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Uh,
think we just took it as like break the rules that like hold you back,
yeah,
not like the rules of, you know,
the law.
right. Not like that,
Yeah,
but the
yeah,
rules slash expectations that have been put on us from like parents, family,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah. Like what's really holding you back?
Mm-hmm.
What
Yep.
if you
And then
don't know?
sometimes, huh?
Oh, I was just saying, what if you don't know?
I mean, yeah, it's always a question. And sometimes it's even ourselves. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because at the end of the day, we're the ones allowing those rules to like sit on us
Yeah.
or keep us small or force us to do something that we don't want to do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like a dark cloud following us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I want to go in this direction, but I got this dark cloud hovering over me, and it might strike me if I don't go do what I want to do for myself and my future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe we're all born to do something special and unique, you know? And
Yeah.
so I feel like if you have a dream or a passion that lives in your heart, is there for a reason,
Yeah.
you know? And I've seen people even that like say, yeah, lost family members and, unfortunately, but I wanted to live my own life, and I wanted to be happy. And sometimes
Yeah.
eventually they come around,
Yeah.
and other times, they're toxic and it's unfortunate, but they're better not to be in your life.
Yeah. They hold you down, and you just
Hmm.
drag them along, or they're dragging you along with their
Yep.
life.
Yep.
That
And that's
ain't
another thing
good.
too. Like, think about the people that want to try something different from what everybody else is doing. They're usually the first ones that are like knocked or made fun of. So, like, think about high school. I think that it, like, we've seen that a lot in high school days.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they were trying to break the rules, they were trying to think outside the box and
Yeah.
be like a game changer,
Yeah.
and that's also a sign of leadership.
That's true.
And people, mm-hmm. Yeah.
Got to get the followers. Got to convince them.
Not even. I mean, it's just being able to stand your ground and say, this is like how I look at it. This is what I think is right for me.
Yep.
I could care less if you're going to try to like shit on me for it.
Back in high school days, sometimes if you were to do something out of the ordinary that no one's expecting of you,
Mm-hmm.
they would always look at you and they would start judging you and just looking at you sideways like you're crazy. This is not gonna work. What are you doing?
Right.
You ever get that?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
I kind of like always walk to the beat of my own drum. I've always kind of just been a little
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. I don't see you following people. Like I always thought you were like a thought of you being a rebel.
Ah,
Did
that's
I
probably a
nail
good
it?
way to put it.
Did I nail it?
Kind of. I think even with my dad, like he was super strict, like a what you consider like an overbearing,
Yeah.
father. And all my friends were scared of him. Like they're, oh, your dad's coming. Like they're ready to run, and I'm like,
Uh yeah.
I got this. But I
Yeah.
was always the one I think that pushed the limit the most with him.
Yeah.
And it wasn't always to be like a bad kid, but it's like if I didn't agree with a viewpoint,
Yeah.
and he was
Yeah.
like an old school parent where it's like, because I said so, and I'm the parent.
I
I
kind
was
of
like, but
pull
Dad, it
that.
don't make sense.
I pull that a
You
little
know?
bit. I mean, to a certain extent, but
Mm-hmm.
that's just simple stuff. Not
Yeah,
relevant.
I
It's just
mean,
me being a parent. Daddy,
oh,
why? Because I said so. And then this kid starts quoting Stone Cold Steve Austin.
oh my
Uh,
God.
no, seriously, I would say something, and then I'd be like, and that's the bottom line. And then he's like, because Stone Cold said so. Oh,
Oh
okay.
my God.
All right.
That's funny.
I raised him right.
Mhm.
Anyway,
But yeah. Did you have a thought?
not really. Um, but there's like so many things that people just don't understand when it comes to just looking deep down inside themselves. Like, what do I really want to do with myself? How am I going to get there?
And why do you need the approval or validation
Right,
of anybody else?
right.
Hmm. I think in life coaching, that's one of the big things that you see often,
Yeah,
and you try to work through it.
yeah,
And there's a way to push through it and overcome it. But
yeah.
I think it's worse nowadays because of like social media.
Uh, social media is like, it's like the news. Everybody is judgmental, and if it ain't something bad, wait a minute.
Or
Yeah,
controversial.
yeah. It's got to be something
Yep.
controversial, bad, or something for it to get a lot of attention. You see a lot of
Yeah.
that more than anything. Come on.
And who's controlling that?
Hold on. Wait, what?
I said, who's controlling that? Like, who's
Uh,
the actual driving force of why that continues?
yep. You got me.
In my opinion,
You talking about
it's
the?
us.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm like, hold up.
Like, we have to choose to be different.
Right, right,
You know what I mean?
right.
It might be me and you that are like feed into it, but unfortunately, I think the majority does.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You kind of lost me for a second there because I thought you were talking about. Well, I was talking about like just generally media, and you
I
brought
thought
it
you were
back
talking
to
about
hold
social
up.
media.
What?
Oh my God. Never mind.
Yeah, social media. Yeah, I mean, yeah, when it comes to yeah, social media.
Yeah,
I mean, I
like
could
if you
say,
post something that would cause people to fight or be
yeah,
controversial.
yeah,
Everybody will post and you know,
yeah,
as opposed to like writing something that's inspirational or growth oriented.
yeah. You know what? I want to get into something like that real quick. Real quick.
Go ahead.
I'm not saying any names either,
Uh
but
oh.
no, but it's just in general. Like, let's say if I was to post something super negative, which is kind of rare of me, but if I was to post something super negative, that would get a whole lot more reactions and comments and people reaching out
Yep.
more than a post about, yo, I got something really good to say on my podcast, check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
He's like, come on, people.
Love y'all though.
I mean, but it's true.
Yeah, it really is. You know, you try to do some good stuff. You try to say some inspirational words to help people get through things. And I mean, I'm not that. I don't care if I don't get all these likes. I mean, that'd be great because it shows me that people are paying attention and seeing my stuff. But I don't. Where's I getting out with that now?
I don't even know.
I don't know either. But I mean, what I'm saying is, even though I don't get all these likes, I just want to know that I'm helping somebody instead of feeding the world negativity.
Right.
And sometimes I don't see what I do to help people. Sometimes like I do get like text messages or something like, "Oh, this is great." So it's like, okay,
Same.
I see people are paying attention. Um, but a lot of times it just doesn't show.
Right. And I think that shows like our character in a sense, right?
Yeah.
um, that despite the fact of not getting a whole bunch of likes or support from as many people as we'd like to see, we're still doing it.
Yeah.
We're not going to stop just because of that. Because I think you and I have talked about it before. Like, even if one kid or one person listens or watches and takes something from it that changes their life, I'm happy.
Yes.
We're being part of the change with good stuff in the world.
Yeah. And I like that. I like helping someone change in a great
Good
positive
way.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um how did we even get to that? How did we get to that subject? I don't even know.
You. You're like, I want to talk
Oh,
about that.
because we were talking about social media. Um, Somehow we got back to that. All right. Uh, lost,
Oh
lost it.
my
All
God.
good though. But something I did want to mention too. This is off subject. We spoke about this yesterday.
We spoke
So,
about a lot yesterday.
oh, that's true. But today is.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Now she remembers.
Tell him, Espee.
All right. So, January 21st, 2021. So, first month. I don't know if anybody.
01.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone believes in this stuff or those that do. Check this out. Go ahead, April.
Oh, wow. He starts it and throws it on me. I love
Well,
it.
I heard you say 01, so.
Well, right, because saying it like January is a
Yep.
little different than kind of spelling out the numerical part of it.
Yeah. But for us, for the show, it's very numerical. So,
Oh, because remind me, it's the 21st week.
no.
Okay, tell me again.
So I'm just gonna spell out the numbers here. So
Go ahead.
it's 01 21 2021 12th week of the show.
Oh, that's right.
So
I did
another
it backwards.
1 2 right there. We got a lot of ones and twos going on today for us.
1 2 1 2.
But April made the thing is, you were the one that brought up like, hey, it's 21 21.
Yeah. So it's like almost what people consider like synchronicities, or there's power behind numbers.
Yeah.
And so like when you have dates that look like that, they're usually like powerful days or invitations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, she thought about this, and then I'm like, you know what? How many weeks have we been doing this? Besides the fact that we used to do this every other week, forget that. How many weeks has it been since we went on air the first time?
Yeah.
So yeah, counting all the way back to that first week, This is week 12.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's how fast time goes.
So 01212112. I love it. You
Yes.
dig? All right.
Yeah. We'll get to that.
Yeah. That's a whole
Later on
different
down the
that's a
road.
whole different story. Whole different thing if you
Topic.
don't, yeah, a whole different topic if you don't understand. But gotta get it out of my mind now. I just love
You're
it.
gonna be stuck on it.
Yeah. Because there's the thoughts start coming to my mind, and I'm like, oh, I want to talk about that and say that, but I'm not going to now. No. Nah.
I think part of that from my journey was me breaking, from if I look back from where I was when I was younger and even like early 20s, I would have never been talking about stuff like that. And now I just said, well, you know what? I don't care if other people that I know don't agree with it.
Right.
I find it interesting,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Like back, I think it was 2008 or 2009. 2008 is when I started believing that stuff and reading on it. I got into watching the secret video, and ever since then, yeah, my life changed. I started implementing everything that I was learning into things that I wanted to do, and I started succeeding in some things, and it was looking pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, and just continuing on and brushing it off, it really just it it helped me create a path. And some of it wasn't a good path, some of it was a bad path, whatever. But that's life. But I was able to live what I wanted to do, and here I am, 2021, and I'm back.
He said, I'm back.
Yeah, I gotta start using my DJ tags again.
Yeah, you should.
Get some new ones.
One more thing I'm going to throw in there
Yeah.
about numbers because I just think it's amazing.
She couldn't resist.
I know I couldn't help myself. But everybody can look into it or understand and relate. So the day that you were born is not a mistake. It serves a purpose. That's all I'm going to say. In another show, we'll go more into that, but
I'm waiting for a little bit more, but she stopped. But no,
well,
I get it though.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah. Man, you're gonna want me to say more of that, but I'm gonna hold on to what I was gonna say about that. All right. Another thing I want to add on to breaking the rules.
Okay.
What? Oh, so a friend of mine, she doesn't do podcasts, but she does YouTube videos. She lives she lives close to me, Lanita, Washington. Shout out to you, Lanita. She put out a video a couple days ago, that was really touching. She put her emotions into it and her feelings, and what pretty much she was saying is whatever. It's pretty ironic that we're doing this show on this topic because I just thought about this. But she was saying that she was watching another YouTuber, talking about what other people thought about them. But Lena's message was like, who cares? Do what makes you happy. Do do it.
Do
Makes you happy.
you?
Do you? She dropped the F bomb so many times. I've never heard that woman drop
Oh
F
my
bombs
god!
ever.
I gotta watch that.
But you know, she was right, and it's true. It's like who cares? Do you do what you want to do? It don't matter what that person says or what that person says. If you think this is what's going to make you successful or happy or both, then do it.
Right.
And that is breaking the rules right there.
There you go. Mic drop.
Pen drop
That
again.
reminds me of this song. Oh god. I used to sing it all the time. I mean, I'll say it because it was stuck in my head, but it's like, you just do you, because I'm a do me. Like, I used to always say that. That
Yeah.
was like my tagline. But yeah.
What? Yeah. Song.
I'm going to have to watch a video.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's true.
What is it from?
It's your life. Oh, God, that's a throwback song.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Is it? No, it's not Fabulous. I can't remember.
I don't know. I know I've heard it before.
Yes.
She had to mute the microphone, people. Shout out to the doggies.
I can't. Seriously.
They're back. They're back at it again. Oh, that's funny. Man, I want to like ask Lanita, you know what YouTube video that was, but I mean at the same time I don't know if it's relevant or if that video is any of my business because there's a reason why she didn't put names out there. So, you know, it was just something that was really moving for me. And
yeah.
And it's like, man, she's right.
What I have learned is that people fear what they don't understand. And a lot of people are not willing to tell you, like, okay, so it's hard to explain. So deep inside of them, it's like a fear or almost like an intimidation, right?
Yeah.
And so they're not going to tell you, yo, that move you're making isn't like intimidating me. They're going to just shit on you. Like, that's just their way, you know, of like projecting being intimidated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he clicks his pen. At the end of the day, do you live your life, make good decisions, grow, evolve, and don't look back. Sprout.
That reminded me of so my son being in school, there's these things called Google Meet rules when they go online. One of the rules is, you know what? I don't know. I don't know where that thing went. I had the paper around me somewhere. Whatever.
Yeah.
It was something about making good decisions. Good decisions. That came out weird.